at a party. Tomorrow too soon is yesterday.
Her name is Morgana, just Morgana.
The ball in the girders upstairs. That, my friends, I guess is the kissing bandit, Morgana. Sneaked on the field, and I hope they throw it out somewhere.
Well, she said she was going to do it. We've had all kinds of excitement. We had the imposter, the fellow who played in the Open and just brought a caddy and went there. And then remember in the NBA, he took some shots. And then tonight he came out in a Yankee uniform, and some people feel that he even...
Welcome to the Mr. Baseball Show. I am John Weeks, also known as Mr. Baseball, and along with my cohort here, John Hopwood, we're going to throw some baseballs at you.
Let's see. Can we get a shot on our baseball?
We have a big one.
We have a big. Oh, look at. We're going to have to prop it up with something. Mr. Baseball. Let's see. Okay. Oh, there we go. We got the. Oh, I forgot to take the thing off.
Oh, it's a Red Sox ball.
Of course it is, Mr. Baseball.
Oh, for goodness.
What do you think we're going to have, the Bandidos Yankees? Hey, the Yankees were playing well.
Very well.
Sox, I went into the drink, the emergency room with a hypertensive crisis. Seems like the Red Sox went down there, too, for a bit.
Yeah. They impressed me when they swept the Angels, as the Yankees did. And the Yankees, they're lucky if they break even in Houston. I don't even see that. Houston's got a solid pitching staff. I didn't realize
it's best in baseball.
I didn't realize how great it was.
Maybe L.A. has a better one.
No, L.A. does not have a better one.
You mean it's falling apart? Because I don't follow the National League anymore.
Oh, are you talking the Dodgers? I'm thinking of the Angels. Okay.
We had Peter Stiller on last week, and we were looking at the pitching stats, but we were looking at Houston and the Red Sox. The Red Sox staff they're there this year.
Yeah, they are. Porcello's throwing very well.
Only Houston in the American League has a better
they do.
Staff.
McQuayars, Keuchel, they're just loaded.
Geez, that Houston team.
Verlander.
Oh, jeez.
Moore.
Yeah. How did Houston get their hands on Verlander?
That was a steal.
I guess Hank Steinbrenner didn't want to open up the purse.
He hasn't been.
We don't want to give $26 million to Verlander, but we'll give $16 million to some bum, you know. Oh. That wins 8 games. I'm not, you know.
It's so true. John Sonnygrave finally pitched a good game for the Yanks yesterday.
Finally.
And he loses 2-1. So that's the way it goes.
That's baseball.
That's baseball in Houston on the road. So I consider it a very good performance. They need more. Tonight it's Montgomery. And CC has been throwing well. He continues to surprise and amaze me.
Hey, A.J. Cole, you know, he's got a 0 ERA. What's he pitched, 1 inning?
That's the other Houston pitcher I didn't even mention. They're loaded.
A.J. Cole is a Yankee.
No, I'm talking about Cole on the Astros.
Well, I'm talking about your Yankees new pitcher, A.J. Cole. I saw it to my friend Peter Huller, who's been on the show, said, hey, what about A.J. Cole? He says, what's that? Because he lives in Italy. He's, a military, and I said, that's your new pitcher.
I remember they signed him the other day. I don't know why or where they got him. Was he a free agent somewhere?
No, Washington. The Nats got rid of him.
Oh, cut him loose.
Yeah, he was supposed to be a starter. He started 8 games in 2016, racked up 1-2, win-loss, 5.17 ERA. Then he started 8 games last year, 3-5 with a 3.81. So he's getting better. Maybe with the Yankees he can go 6-12 with maybe 3.60 ERA.
Maybe he can become another Herb Pennock when the Red Sox.
Herb Pennock won 200 some. Or am I thinking of Herb Score? I'm thinking of Herb Score, right?
Score never won 200.
Did Herb Pennock?
Herb Pennock won quite a few, yeah.
Am I thinking Herb Score 200 strikeouts?
Oh yeah, he set a rookie record when he first came up with the Indians. I remember the Red Sox offered $1 million for him, and that was quite an offer in the 50s.
Were you here when Peter and I were talking about Tom Yawkey, and they tried to get Larry Doby in 1951. They did. Yeah, but you weren't here, and I can't remember all the other juicy tidbits.
He was a good ball player. I like Doby.
He's in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, well, he should be.
He was a right-hander, right?
Yes.
God, he could have punished that wall at Fenway.
Oh, very, very much so.
Yeah. Center fielder, or was he a center fielder?
He did play center field, actually, yes.
Or was he a right fielder?
No, he played center. I think they had Pope out in right field, depending on what year.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Larry was a very good ball player.
Oh, wow. Herb Score comes up and he fans 245 and 55, then 263, leading the major leagues. Then the next year he fans 39.
Yeah,
I guess he blew his arm out.
No, he got hit in the face by Gil McDougall's line drive. That ruined his career.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had 1 year in 1959, 9-11, 147 strikes, but he was through.
Yeah, he was done. And he became an announcer, I think, for the White Sox.
Is that why I remember him?
Could be.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he had all the promise in the world. And that was on a pretty good ball club, too. That had Lemon, Wynn, Garcia, and Feller, Art Houdeman.
54, they went to the World Series.
Absolutely. They had Narleski and Mossy in the bullpen. The Indians did. They had a very good ball club, and they got swept. Go figure.
The Giants swept them?
Yeah.
Is that the year of Willie's great catch?
Oh, yeah, Fig Words, yeah.
Herb Pennock won 241 games.
241.
Yeah.
With his record with the Red Sox was pretty bad. Then he went to the Yankees.
Oh, that's right. He goes to the Yankees.
Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking he was from the 50s, like Herb Score. Oh. He's one of the guys. He's a Hall of Famer,
I
right?
believe he is. Yeah.
Yeah, they sold him like with Red Ruffing.
And on the 23 Yankees, he was
Hall of Fame.
He was on the 23 Yankees, and 5 out of their 6 pitchers were pitchers from the Red Sox.
That would have been the Yankees.
The only one that wasn't was Shockey, but Bush and Sad Sam Jones and Carl Mays, they all came from the Red Sox.
What about Urban Shocker?
I don't know where he came from.
I think he came from the Browns.
I think you're right.
He died young, didn't he?
I don't remember.
What a great name, though, Urban Shocker.
Yeah, Urban Shocker. Yeah. So, what do you think of the American League East?
I'm thinking about I'm looking at the screen. I'm thinking about my pot belly, and I ought to move over here to hide it behind the baseball. Here we go. Hi.
There you go, behind the baseball.
Oh, this is what you do, Mr. Baseball. There we go.
Now, slim and trim, huh?
Yeah, I just took 20 pounds off of me. If only I could take 20 years off of me.
Yeah.
So what was your question?
The American League East. I think the Red Sox are 14-5 against the American League East. And, of course, that's a lot to do with Baltimore. And
they're 10-3 at home and 11-4 away.
Yeah, they're
only 500 the last 10 games.
Yeah, but they're playing great ball. They're going to be all right.
21-7. What about those Yanks, though? 9-1.
Yeah. They just everything came together.
Sanchez, the big came last week. He whatever he needed he's on.
Andujar came up a few weeks ago, and he's playing third, and he leads the American League in doubles as a rookie.
Well, that's what you should do. You don't get the Mark Teixeiras for $24 million a year.
And Torres is playing a good second. So those two guys work out. Watch out.
Because I thought Cashman he moved towards that paradigm, building a farm team instead of using everybody just to stock other teams and take over their payroll. Yeah. Of course, they took over well, actually, Miami is paying Stanton's.
Good portion.
Paycheck, a good portion.
Portion of it, yes.
Yeah, that would be called collusion in the old days. But, maybe the House Intelligence Committee will look into that.
I don't know why it would be.
I'm just kidding you.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know why it would be.
He's a Yankee. That's why it's collusion.
Okay, then.
If he'd gone to Houston, my God.
The Hopwood book on collusion.
Boom.
But I'm just waiting for Bird to get back.
Now, what's the lineup in the Yankees? The first 5 batters. What have they settled on?
They're going with Gardner, Judge, Didi Gregorius, Stanton, and Sanchez.
Okay.
Then you got.
I don't know. Judge should be the third hitter.
I agree.
That's where Jim Rice in 78.
I agree 100%.
77, 78. He was the third hitter.
Yeah.
I think Yaz. Was it Yaz that batted cleanup in 78? Yeah, because Fisk was the number 5 hitter. But Rice always said the number 3 hitter, you get all the pitches.
Yeah.
Particularly if you have a stud like Stanton behind you.
Yeah, exactly. Even though he's not tearing the cover off the ball.
Yeah, but he's
coming along. Actually, he's getting some hits now.
Number 2.
No, I don't like that at all. I didn't like it when they announced it.
Does he have speed?
Adequate.
Letting him steal?
Adequate. He steals a base or two.
A second from the 2-hole. You're giving yourself up for the leadoff hitter.
I know. I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
I guess the logic must be if Gardner doesn't get on, he'll get on. But Ricky Henderson hit 28 dingers from leadoff. I think that was as a Yankee. Was that 87?
Yeah, I forget the year, but he did hit.
God, what fearsome stats he put up.
A lot of
Yankees.
leadoff home runs. He holds a record, major league record for that.
That was a great Yankees team. You had all these great players, and they never got anywhere except second.
Well, 77 to 78, they beat the Dodgers in the World Series.
I'm talking about the 80s.
Oh, they
Ricky Henderson, for God's sakes, Dave Winfield.
They were in the 81 series, which they lost.
We're talking about Ricky Henderson's
I know,
Yankees.
And what I'm saying is, then after 81, the Yankees did nothing in the 80s.
Yeah, because they had a new pitcher every 4 months.
Well,
they had a new manager every 3 to 4 months. Clyde King. Now there's one for the ages.
Clyde King, yeah.
Yeah, the great thing about Clyde King is, in the harshest, coldest weather, he didn't even need a warm-up jacket because he'd already warmed himself up in the clubhouse with a fifth of old Granddad.
A little snort. Oh,
Where did they find these? They should have made Art Fowler the manager. That would have been monumental.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking, when the Sox won in 86 and then 86, these Yankees teams had all these studs on them and they just couldn't get there because they didn't have the manager.
No.
So your contention is like Casey Stengel. Oh, anybody could manage a team like that. But no, that's not true.
It is true.
It isn't true.
You could have managed it. I could have managed it.
No, you can't. That's ridiculous.
I remember as a
kid. You've never had Don Zimmer as a manager. He blew. That team, the 78 Red Sox, should have won about 100 should have broke the Red Sox record and got like 106 victories. The record is 46 Red Sox, 105. That team should have won. They always said, oh, man.
He actually was the Yankee manager, interim. For when Joe,
back in the era.
No, when Torrey had his cancer bout.
Well, he must have done that to get him an extra dollars on his pension. Which, my God, he was in baseball longer than God.
I know, but he's no longer with us.
Yeah. Let's not get into that. Yeah. Popeye, he really blew 77. Well, but 78 because he didn't know pitching.
Yeah.
He didn't know how to handle a pitching staff. Then when he got in with the Cubs in '89, that's when he became the National League fan, because I'm not watching like the Giants. It was all hunches and stuff, which can get you a half pennant. Maybe it can get you a full pennant, but it won't win a World Series.
No. The only one that ever got away with that was Connie Mack on a hunch he threw Howard Emke in the first game.
No,
of the
I'm
series.
not. I'm not talking about somebody like that who went to the World Series 7 times. Did this team back in the 1910s? Did they go 4 times or 3 times?
Well, they went in 10, 11, 14, so 3.
The $1 million infield.
Yeah,
they weren't paid $1 million. But
no,
it's just like saying,
yeah,
how good they were.
They were called $1 million infield.
Yeah, and then he broke that team up.
Well,
just
was
like
it called the
$100,000
infield?
I think it was the Let's look it up.
I think it was $100,000 infield.
Well, there used to be the $100,000 bar, but now it's $100,000. No inflation.
100 grand.
But yeah, but Connie Mack was a manager. He got 2 dynasties, but somebody like Don Zimmer's a bum.
Yeah.
He's a bum. If you took Ralph Houk and he managed the '78 Red Sox, because look at how well he did, like with the '70 Yankees, and how he did with the Detroit team in the late '70s. He would have won that pennant.
You think
Houk would have won that pennant? He knew baseball. He wasn't a jerk.
No, he was a major in the Army too.
Well, he could have been a 4-star. Well, if he was a 4-star general, he
was a bull.
jerk.
He was a tough guy.
Yeah, but he knew baseball.
Oh, he did. No question.
He knew how to handle players. Players loved him. You read Sparky Law's book, and
the Bronx Zoo.
Right.
Oh no, that was Nettles, wasn't it?
No, that's the Bronx Zoo. But he says how much they loved Ralph Houk, and the older players told him when Houk, they loved him in '61, '62. The Yankees players like Yogi and Mickey, when they won the 2 World Series. And '63, he was the manager, but they...
No, Barrow was.
No, '64.
64, you're right. 64 against the Cardinals, and he pretty much got fired after the series.
That was Yogi, but we're talking about Ralph Houk.
Yeah.
Yogi, they all loved Ralph Houk, but when they moved him in the '64 season to general manager, for whatever reason, and then put Yogi as a manager, which he won the pennant, but they said he turned into a real bastard because nobody was going to give them any money, and this guy who they loved, nope, you're not going to get another dime. The Ed Barrow school. What have you done for me lately, Joe DiMaggio? So, but he's a guy that the players loved and respected as a manager. As a GM, they were at war with him.
Yeah.
And that helped screw up the Yankees.
He was a player's manager.
Yeah, but Popeye. Then he brought in all these people like Bob Bailey from the National League.
Oh, I know.
He was National League. Yeah, what was it? Game 163, one of the most humiliating moments of my life. Ranks up there when I had to take back an engagement ring because I was rejected on that. I would say the '78 game 163 was worse than that because I did live with a woman. But my God, Bob Beetle Bailey, there he is, brings him up as a pinch hitter, and it's like Bill Lee, who he hated and wouldn't use, even though he's a Yankee killer, said the next year he came to Boston University and spoke after he went 16-10 for the Expos and Dick Williams. He said, "Yeah, Bob Beetle Bailey. I have to bat again because he'd moved to the National League.
Right.
I use a Bob Beetle Bailey bat. It's got good wood on it. It never left his shoulder." God, he was a character.
Oh, I can imagine. Yeah.
I mean, you got a Yankee killer, somebody like that.
Yeah.
And he hated Reggie Cleveland, who was another Yankee killer, so let's get rid of him. And then Fergie Jenkins. Well, they had the Buffalo Heads Club. Him, Reggie, and Bill, they smoked grass.
Oh, I know.
That drove those drunks wild. So then you get rid of Fergie Jenkins. He wins 25 games with 25 games with Texas the next year. Really smart.
Yeah.
Hey, but how's the National League? Are you following it? How the Dodgers?
Oh, I'm following it. The Dodgers are doing poorly. They've got a losing record, and they had some dissension yesterday or the day before.
What happened?
Somebody didn't hustle. I think it was Seager. He had a one to deep center field, more toward right center, 461 feet, and he stopped at second, didn't really hustle, so your Red Sox manager, Dave Roberts, pulled him out of the game.
Well, he got them pretty far, almost as far as you can get last year.
Yeah, so what's the difference this year?
It's lost. I don't know. The Dodgers always had a good organization. It's not like
other than Darvish, they have the same ball club.
You tell me.
Yeah, I think it's just.
What about the Nationals?
They peaked last year.
Nationals peaked without getting far.
Yeah,
and they got the new manager that never managed.
Now the Phillies are playing over their heads.
But a baseball team.
They do that though. That's what.
And then they might break out, or they might not.
Yeah.
Look at Houston.
Look at Toronto.
Cubs.
Toronto's playing decent baseball.
The Cubs, you unceremoniously ash can all the bums.
Yeah.
And bring up the kids.
Yeah.
Takes a while.
Yeah, it does.
That's what the Yankees are doing. It's good.
Yeah, they're bringing up some really good kids.
That played together.
Yes. Very good stuff. Those trades they made a couple of years ago when they lost Miller and Chapman and the switch hitter Beltran.
Oh, yeah, he was a good player.
They got some nice prospects for those guys.
Yeah.
Really very nice prospects.
You don't let somebody like Carlos, he still had some pop, but, you don't hang on to them forever. Because steroids, it's much harder to shoot up these days, I guess.
Oh, I know, yeah.
So, a guy can't keep going and going and going like the Energizer Bunny.
The Energizer Bunny, huh?
Jeez, imagine if Jimmy Fox had steroids.
Oh, my, he wouldn't need them.
Instead of scotch.
He could have just...
He
could have taken his arm off, hit the ball with it.
He was through at 33.
Yeah, he was a drinker.
Yeah, that's what they say about Babe Ruth. It's like in those days before you had these like artificially extended careers. He just did it. He did it first, but other people did it. What he did, but nobody did it longer.
Yeah,
until
Ruth, he was just
phenomenal.
Yeah.
He could certainly drink.
A phenom, because he could go get loaded and come back and hit a couple of home runs.
Make out with every gal at the cat house. That's one of the stories.
Oh, he was a womanizer.
Eat all those hot dogs.
Yeah, hot dogs and beer and booze.
I didn't realize he had to, when he was young, he had a really heavy bat, like 40 ounces.
48 as a...
48? It was up to that? And
heaviest bat in baseball.
And he started going down as he got older.
Yeah, he had to. But he hated to leave the Polo Grounds in 23.
Well, it's not exactly like a Yankee Stadium was built for him.
No.
Folks, the Polo Grounds... to right field pole was 278 feet.
257.
Oh, so Yankee was 278.
Yeah.
So it was only 20 more feet.
Yeah.
And well, the Babe could. What did Casey Stengel say? Jesus, no, you're in center. Well, you're like out there in the outfield. The Giants. What was it? 500 some odd feet to the clubhouse.
Yeah.
Then suddenly a Babe Ruth homer over your head. It's like, my God.
I didn't realize until I'm reading a book right now called The Pinstripe Empire, and it goes literally...
The Evil Empire?
1900 on up. I'm at 1923 right now. But they didn't have foul poles in the new Yankee Stadium.
Did they have it in the old days?
They said Ruth lost some home runs, but he probably gained some. Because the umpires didn't know.
He could have hit home runs any part. He could have hit one.
There was nothing to go. There was nothing to go around, so it have ended up foul. They called it foul. So
I don't think he got cheated out of many home runs.
No,
714.
No, he didn't get cheated out of many.
What famous TV detective's badge number is 714? Just the fax man.
Dragnet guy there.
Joe Friday.
Yeah, Joe Friday.
Yep.
What was his name?
My God, I have books that he's written. My God, Jack Webb.
Jack Webb.
Jack Webb was a huge baseball fan.
Yeah, he was in love with himself, though. He really thought he was a cop.
Well, that's a whole story. The LAPD was so utterly corrupt till Davis took it over in '50. They needed publicity. They'd busted the chief the year before because him and a madam were he was in like a chain of whorehouses. The chief before that. Oh, my God. Let's not get into that.
So Webb was a baseball fan, huh? I didn't know that.
What's distinct about L.A. as compared to other big cities and its police department up to, like, let's say, 20 years ago?
Well, it's spread out like, get out.
No. L.A. was the only big city that was predominantly Protestant. They didn't have Irish Catholic dominating.
I had no clue about.
Unlike San Francisco,
they certainly had.
They certainly had the corruption. Just like the Irish Catholic.
They certainly had a lot of Mexican Catholics. That's for sure.
Yeah, but we're talking about the power structure.
Well, yeah, East L.A. was part of L.A. But
I was just. You should read the L.A. Was it L.A. Confidential? James Ellroy.
Yeah,
he's an L.A. native. They made a great movie out of it too.
Yeah.
But no baseball in that.
That was a good movie, one of the few that I really liked.
Yeah, I think they ought to bring back, they ought to have put baseball back in the Coliseum.
In the Coliseum, huh?
What was that, 250 some odd feet?
Yeah.
But they had a
big
40-foot fence.
Yeah, big screen.
You don't have any snapshots from when you were at the World Series? You didn't take your brownie with you?
No, I didn't, and I didn't go to the World Series in the Coliseum of '59. I went in '63 to the
Chavez Ravine
second game. It was at Dodger Stadium.
That's where the Mexicans live. They just bulldozed them all out.
Yeah, that was Koufax's last game.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think I told you before that I was partially responsible for moving some bodies out of there because I served a lot of the eminent domain.
Oh, that's right.
Proceeds.
Hey, we don't have much time. So, where are you bartending these days?
I'm at the North End Bistro.
Which is Myrtle and Elm.
Myrtle and Elm, plenty of parking. We got that whole lot right on Myrtle and Elm. We are so busy. We've already been voted the best hamburger in this.
And where is my hamburger?
Yeah, well,
you were going to bring it.
Well, if you're going to be here next week, I'll bring you one.
Yeah, so then.
But you can't eat it on the stage here.
That's right. You're going to be turning in from a bartender to a hash slinger, which is next week. We'll be featuring a hash slinger baseball.
But our business is it's crazy. It's packed. Fridays and Saturdays packed.
My only warning is to see any aldermen come in to the place, particularly from the east side of town. Make sure that the silverware is still there before they leave. Take it away, Mr. Baseball.
Oh, are we there? All right, Cindy.
Mr. Baseball, catch!
Pour me a beer. I'm on my way to Billy's Sports Bar.
Even the ball girl can't revive Teddy.